Do you guys want to hear my biggest dropshipping regret? Let me tell you. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Zach, and if you're new to the channel, learn all the secrets of the e-commerce world simply by subscribing to my channel and hitting that little bell icon so you don't miss anything. And today I'm here with my little assistant. This is Zoe Descatnell, and she has been in the background of a lot of my videos for the past few ones. I'm sure you've heard her messing around. And she absolutely loves to be held and on camera. However, I'm gonna have to put her down so I can focus. Follow her on social media. She's an aspiring star. Today, I'm talking about my biggest drop shipping regret. So this is definitely something that I think a lot of newbies would really benefit from knowing because, well, this is a problem that I faced that looking back, I wish I had not had this problem because I would have seen results a lot faster than I ended up seeing them. And so without further ado, my biggest regret is not putting as much effort into things as I should have. And really, this splits into two different things. I'm mostly going to cover the second thing, but the first thing is that I just wasn't as motivated as I should have been because it takes quite a long time to actually see results when you're forming a very solid business. So it's a little bit hard to find the motivation to constantly put in a bunch of work right at the start to build it up. I didn't have that, but I know that if I did put in a lot of the work, then it would have been totally fine. But number two, and this is the one I'm mostly going to talk about in this video, is that I really didn't handle my time that well. And this is a huge thing, and this is a problem that I get a lot of people talking about. They're like, hey, how do I put in the several hours a day for work? And it's actually ridiculously easy when you manage your time and you know exactly what to do within those few hours a day that you're working. But I just didn't know that when I started. So I'm going to tell you how to actually fix that, make the most out of your time, and see results the fastest. So really the only way that you're going to be seeing results is that if you put in the time and effort. It's very, very hard to see results really at all if you're just dipping your toes in the water and hoping that you take off. The reason behind that is that things are constantly changing, right? So if you're slowly building up to like one specific thing, then that thing could change and the market could shift, and then you're building up to something that died, right? You really want to go all in on something, but go all in responsibly. Don't just dump all your money into things because that's totally how you fail. But if you can actually put in a lot of work and a lot of effort into a bunch of different things, try a bunch of different things out at the same time, then you're much more likely to see results. So looking back, when I started, really my biggest problem was that I only focused on one thing at a time. So this isn't terrible. This is good so that you don't get overwhelmed, right? Especially right when you start, you're not really going to know too much what you're doing. So you don't want to just focus way too much on too many things because you're going to get overwhelmed. You're not going to be able to put in the quality work that you need to succeed. However, you need to try and multitask whenever possible. And you need to multitask because testing things takes a very, very long time, right? If you've even tried to dropship, you know that finding a winning strategy, whether it be a marketing audience, a marketing campaign, or an actual product, finding a winning one of those takes a very, very long time. The chances of you finding a winner in the first, second, or even third try are pretty slim. It's just, that's the way it is, right? It takes a lot of different testing. So through that, if you're only focusing on one thing at a time, it's going to take a long time to actually find a winner. And this is what happened to me. I started with a general store because I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. So I was testing things, right? This is perfect for testing if you test quite a few things at once, right? However, what I did was I tested a single product at a time and really didn't vary things except for the products. The audience I kept pretty similar. It was absolutely terrible. And it took me around 2 or 3 months to finally find a product that actually sold. And I could have cut this down to maybe like a week had I actually tested a bunch of the items at the same time. Now, a lot of people will be concerned. They're like, isn't this a lot of money? And yes, but if you think about it, it's the exact same amount of money you'd be spending over the course of 2 months, just cut down into a week or two. And if you're not finding a winner, it's not like you're making money up to that point too. So really, it could only benefit you to cut down the time because that means that you'll start making money sooner. So how exactly do you test a few different things at once? Well, first of all, it takes a lot of planning. You really need to understand what you're trying to sell, the audience that you're trying to sell to, and you got to think about the different ways that you can market it. You want to collect these into whatever you have and just think about it and possibly make a plan for how you're going to market it. If you just kind of pick items and audiences to throw out there, it won't be as efficient with your time, right? But if you have a very solid plan, like, okay, I'm going to try this. If this doesn't work, I'm going to go and jump over to here and try these things, then you're going to see results a lot faster. So the way that you're going to get this is through split testing and constant data analysis. And that sounds boring, right? But it's awesome. So when you split test, it's like I said, you're trying out a bunch of different things at one time. So an example of this is, say you're split testing advertisements for like a necklace you're selling, right? To split test this, what you're going to do is you're going to end up putting up 5 to 10 different advertisements at once with slight variations. So you could have in one of them like a certain picture and an audience, and the second one you could have the same picture but a different audience, and the third one you could have a different picture and a different audience, right? Just these different combinations, you put them up and then you see which one works. And now you can do this just individually one at a time. However, like I said, it's going to take a long ass time, and the audience could slightly shift in that time because it takes several days to know if a product is going to work or not. So you're really just pushing back everything. And then through data analysis, what you're going to be doing with those split tests is you're going to see which of them performed better. And it might not be clear at the start, but if you see that one's performing slightly better than the other, you can do closer variants of that thing and just do like a few more variants of it and get more and more refined, and then eventually you'll find that winning product and that winning audience. But you're going to do this in a time that's ridiculously short because you're doing it all together. And like I said, it takes out a bunch of external variables like time and trends and stuff like that, and it's just a lot better in general. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways that you can actually analyze the data of your advertisements and your split testing and whatever else you're doing. You can look at just Google Trends, see what's actually trending at the time, and then with your actual advertisements, of course, Facebook analytics. You can look at your just website analytics through Google, bunch of different things. You can see everything, right? But really the main thing I'm saying here is that you really want to be efficient with your time, and you really want to condense things into just a mass action. I don't really know how to better describe that, but you want to do everything very close together. You don't want to spread it out because, like I said, you're not benefiting from it. You're using the same amount of money just in a shorter time, but when you do this, you're going to start making money a lot faster. And that's my biggest regret. I could have seen results many, many months sooner. However, I dragged things out and I just didn't put in the effort to do that. But if you do and you make a solid plan, it's not going to be that scary. Initially it may be, but it's really not that bad, and I guarantee it's going to help you out. So if you want to learn how to create a profitable Shopify business, I have a link to my course down in the description below. I also have a link to a free 14-day Shopify trial. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed what I said and how I said it. Check out those videos to my side if you want any more ideas for what to watch, and I will see you guys in my next video. Say bye.